G'day and welcome to my garage.
The tail stand has to be attached to that base. I haven't got enough room to get a drill in here to transfer the hold position from the base to the tail stand. So I've got myself a drill and just center punch that. If you just rotate the drill, just give it a gentle punch, and if I'm right, that should be successfully transferred into there. And now I just need to center punch it. Should have blued the area first. That's it. Yeah, so I'll drill and tap that, come back, fit it back on again, put it in the right position. It hangs over a little bit on the front. I've got the offset to there, and do the same on that side. The bolt holes for the base have to be pretty much square, of course. Well, it's best that they're straight, square with the perpendicular to the face. So I'm just setting up the 1, 2, 3 block. You see that? Yep. I've got a 1, 2, 3 block in here, block of timber to protect my 1, 2, 3 block. So the blocks keeping that 90 degrees to the drill table, and I've now brought that around. So alright, I will, actually that's a clearance drill. The blocks threaded, done that. That's a clearance drill. I'm slowly feeding the head down. I'm trying a very slow speed to see what happens, because I am having difficulty with the higher speed. When that tool comes around the top, it takes a second cut. And I'm just wondering whether it's the tool's flexing or or what. I don't know. I'm just trying a slow speed and see what happens with that. Not a very nice finish, which I can expect at this speed.
Yeah, I'll bring you back later.
Well, I'm back. What do you think? Oh yes. I was starting to machine the tail stand, and had some terrible results out of that. The back sweep was about 10 thou. No, about 6 to 8 thou, to be honest. Anyhow, it had a terrible back sweep to it, and the size of that excuse me, the size of this thing required for the bottom of the swing of the of this thing. What do we call this? The fly cutter. Bottom of the swing of the fly cutter to reach the cutter had to be full reach, around 50mm radius. At this particular radius here that it's set now, it's about 35 mil, I think. It works quite well. Yeah, it's about 35 mil radius. It works quite well. Back sweep is very, very little, if any. Anyhow, when I had this mounted to reach the bottom of the tail stand, which is mounted directly to the bed, I had to have a lot of stick out, and yes, I was getting a terrible finish and problems with the cutting on the back sweep. So I'm now trying my new face mill. It's an MT2 4 carbide cutter, 50mm face mill. I think that's what you call it. And no, I didn't race out and buy it to do this job. I didn't race out and buy it at all. I purchased this about 5 weeks ago, and it's just got off the boat from China. So I've checked it. It's not too bad. It's not perfect. Right, I've run it to the top of that square. And let's see, there's a little gap there. We'll see how much it is. Well, before I started recording, I had about 13th hour gap there. That's 3. 13th or 14th hour. I'd have to check the video. 4. You are in the way. You know that, don't you? 4. So that 4th hour shim under the post removed 10th hour, and I need to move 4. So I'll do some calculations and bring that over a bit more. Now that'll get the spindle running true with the column. You're not seeing this. So adjusting it. What's that humming noise? So changing. You can't see that. So like I said, I've shimmed in here once already. Fourth hour. I need to shim it again. It's a welder. That's what it is. That humming noise. Neighbour must. No, it's not a welder. It's an electric lawnmower. That's what he's got, Bruce. All right. So I need to shim it in here to correct that, and I got rid of 10th hour up there before with a 4th hour shim here, roughly 2 to 1, isn't it? And what did I say that was? 4th hour, wasn't it? So I only need a 1th hour shim. I think it was 4th hour. Yeah. Yeah. 4th hour. So I'll put another 1th hour shim underneath here. The spindle itself won't be parallel to, because I've changed the position of the spindle column there. the spindle itself won't be true to the bed, so I would need to correct that, and that's not going to be a happy thing to do, mainly because I've got to pull this whole mechanism apart and take the spindle head off and machine the running ways. Where's my tail stand one? So this is, I would have to machine the leading, well, both of them, and kick that over. Not keen to do that, but if we've got to do it, we've got to do it. All right, I'll shim this up, and yeah, we'll converse later. I've adjusted the spindle column by putting another 1 thou on the left side. It's now bolted down. I've set this up, and we might be able to listen over the lawnmower. You can hear it just kissing it. So let's drop the head down and see what it's like at the other end. You're going to have to move, otherwise it'll be out of focus. Come on, move. Oh, hang on. That's the camera. I've got to do that. Oh, you're just staying in focus. In frame, I should say. Let's just bring you better into frame. Alright, let's see what that says. If I can see something. Where's my feeler gauges? That's 1.5 thou, and it doesn't fit. What's it like with the light behind there? According to the light trick, it's just kissing. Well, I know I can't get the 1.5 thou in there, so and it looks like it's just kissing. I can't hear it. I'm going to call that as now the travel of the spindle head is now perpendicular to the bed. Okay, now how is this from tip to tip? So I need to back this out. Come back in again. Oh, it's going out, silly. Come back in again. Give me some light so I can see something. No, we're not touching. I can hear that touching. It's coming round the bottom. Whoops, we're past it. Hang on. Yep, that's the one. 1, 2. And that's it down there. Let's see how much we've got. We'll try 4 thou first. Oh, 9 fits. Try 13. 13's getting awfully close. 14, this one's 15. Yeah, it's 15. Alright, I've got to think about that one, because that's moving the whole spindle head. It's not the stand, just the sliding head has to move to correct this 16th thou gap. Alright, thinking cap time. Find the easiest way around that. I'm attempting to face the tail stand. I can't face all the way down. I've tried trying to mount this tail stand higher, but the problem is this face has to be machined at, whilst the tail stand is clamped to the bedways. So, well, I don't know what I'm going to end up finished doing, but I've machined down as far as I can. I'm getting a really nice finish out of this. I'll machine down as far as I can, and then work out how to do the rest, whether that's remounted somewhere up on the table, or yeah, file it down. I might have to file it down, but let's see how we go. I've moved it over about 10th thou. This should be the last cut. This new cutter works really nice. Okay, that's as far as I can go. Surface finish is beautiful. Well, the headstock's locked, the saddle is locked, fore and aft. There are those little clamps there. I made an adjustment. I've lined the head up as best I can. I don't plan to machine the whole thing. I'm just going to machine that last bit off to nearly the height of the previous machining work, and then I'll finish it off by hand. So let's get started. I think I'll leave the rest for hand filing. Okay, that'll wrap this part up. I've now taken it off the milling machine, checked it with a feeler gauge. There is about a 1/6 thou step in that. and as you can see it's heading up the back here and on this area. So I will now start working this sixth hour off. Anyhow, this will take me a while to work it down. I'll bring you back later. I've spent about 15-20 minutes on this so far. 15 minutes. Taken most of that sixth hour down. It's now starting to touch in the middle here. Just got a little bit more to go, and we'll be right. Keep at it. I'm nearly there. A little bit here to go, a little bit along there to go, and a little bit here. It's taken 2 hours, but it's now finished. I think I might just do one more rub, see if I can get a little bit more contact. But actually, as it is, it's pretty good. Just this one here I'm concerned with. Could twist it slightly when I bolt the what is that bolt down on there? The tail stand way. Alright, 2 hours. This is the way for the tail stand. Just sanding down the scale off. As you can see, there's a low spot there and a low spot there. Yeah, I'll sand it down as far as I care to, and most of that will probably pull out when it gets fitted to the tail stand, but I'll get most of it out. That side's important, but the other side I'll hand scrape to get it flat. Not far to go. Okay, that side's finished. Hands are getting sore. Bit of dye marking. Let's get a bottle of that stuff. Trouble is, they sell it as a litre for $35 or something. A litre. That would last me my lifetime plus more. Grandchildren's lifetime. Okay, I've drilled and tapped the first. Excuse me. Okay, I've drilled and tapped the first hole. Don't forget to only drill and tap the second hole and no others yet. Don't just rely on the first screw. Use a clamp. I prefer to clamp the other way, but then I've got problems on the drilling tape. Okay, I'm off to drill. And tap. Oh, good joking. Not a battery now. Not a good time. And tap the second hole before you go and do any others. Now I'll clean up my mess and put the plate back on. No, drill it out to 5mm first, put the plate back on, then I can happily drill all the others without making a mistake. Don't forget. Here we have the tail stand. I'm just bluing up the tail stand and then I'll have to hand scrape it into submission. But this is expected. One thing I don't like with this, it's not supported up the top here. But anyhow, we'll bring that down and make it run smooth. It begins. I'm over on the granite plate This is the tail stand, obviously, and I've just blued it up. I've been working on this for about 40 minutes now, not even that. Originally it had this area here in contact, and a little bit actually up in that corner. At the present moment I've got a fair contact there, starting to contact down that edge, a little bit through there, and a lot larger area down the bottom. I haven't touched from there down, I haven't touched. I'm just still bringing this in, filing, scraping this top edge in, and as this has become, I'm lowering this is creeping up. So hopefully it won't be too much more, and I'll have a good blue over the whole area. It's a fairly flat plate to start with. It's it must have turned its toes up the top here after being bolted down. The plate then twisted up. Not much, but enough to throw it out and cause binding, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here, is reduce the amount of binding that will happen. Okay, I shall continue. I'm still working on this tail stand. At the present moment I'm getting the plate here as level as possible, so that the slide will be a nice sliding motion. I briefly mentioned in one of my other videos, I think I was doing the permanent work table, that I hit the centre of the way with the angle to relieve. I hit the centre of the way with the angle grinder to relieve the metal. What I didn't explain was why I did that. I haven't got contact down that edge there, on there, across there, and up here. And to get this, the first 10-15 millimeters of these plates is the working edge. That's where it makes contact with the slide clamp and the slide body, the base itself. The centre doesn't do anything. But if I don't grind that away, I've got to hand scrape all the centre out so that I can get down to the running surfaces on the outside edge. So that's the purpose of grinding it. It doesn't have to be much, very little. And that's all it should take. So I've now relieved the centre portion. I don't have to hand scrape that. As you can see, grinding out that centre section, I have no contact. I just have to work these two outside strips. Makes for a lot less work. wrong side. Just squaring up, making sure these sides are straight, and then I have to check for the parallel. So this is showing on the two ends still. Well, these two surfaces are now straight. That's 0.38. That's 49.38 millimeters. And that's 0.37. So that's 0.01. It's half a thou. I will take that. So we've got a pretty good surface. A very nice surface actually. Just need to stone that a little bit. Alright, the other side is only sandpapered down. There's no way I can get a scraper in there, so I'd have to pull it apart to fix it if there's problems. We'll first find out if there's problems. Righto. Won't stand up, it's too heavy now on the plate side. I'm just extracting the tail stand slide and the screw support for the tail stand from this casting. The mystery part, there is two pieces. They're exactly the same.